Haha, hey guys. Look, we're talking about Beyonce's halftime show performance right now. Um, this was the 2013 halftime show at the Super Bowl. Um, I'm not late. I've covered this story, and I wanted to say one thing. One of the main things that I should have been covered, which I probably already have, but a lot of people don't like the fact that she looked it more angry, more vicious, more poisonous, and she's far from poison. Um, she's a good woman. So I'm just saying, like, it's funny because they have stories about Beyonce being um racy during her performances with Bruno Mars, and I think Beyonce did a very very good job shutting it down, acting like she was just like a monster on stage, like the beast out of her came out, and it was a good performance because it was hard, and she was doing all turning around, spinning. She was doing all that stuff, and it was hot because I remember when I was in school, I was obsessed with Beyonce, and I still am. But it's more like I'm obsessed with the Janet Jackson because I figured out as I get older that all the women that's in the industry now are copying Janet Jackson because she was the biggest um, um, female R&B star in the 90s. So there was Erykah Badu and Lauryn Hill and all these other great artists also. But Janet Jackson um, um, exemplified and distinguished um, a large amount of um, sex pointed opinions and statements when she did her dancing and in her lyrics. And I think it was really hot because Janet is supposed to be the sweet, innocent girl who was shy, but she can also be something that is most desired from men, which is like the opposite. But at the same time, they want her to be sweet and generous. They still want her to have that feminine side. Now we've also gotten other things about hearing things that Janet liked women, blah blah blah. But who doesn't like what human being don't lust for their same type of sex at least one time in their life? And if they haven't, then they haven't. They tried not to, or whatever. But it doesn't make you that to what they call you. It doesn't make you a lesbian. It doesn't make you gay because you feel different during different times of the day. So that doesn't they can't don't give yourself a title and a label and call yourself one thing because then you limit to what people can see you as when they approach you or every time they think of you or bring your name up or when you come around. You don't want that image. You want them to be surprised of all the things that you're able to do and how you feel because it's more honesty that way. And no one wants to be around a dishonest person who's going to put someone else down for being them because they feel uncomfortable because they have not shown everything that they were able to show. Um, so I like this about Beyonce because I forget. I'm on YouTube now, and I'm trying to figure out the interview they gave when Beyonce was going crazy. Um, what did I watch? Let me go to my liked videos and see if I can find it because they had an interview about Beyonce. Um, they said that it was too racy. Her images were disturbing. It wasn't the smiley type Beyonce. It was the out here it is. It was so freaking funny. Thank you. It says that is so funny. They say I watched two of them. The Beyonce photos her publicist doesn't want you. Wait a minute. Let me go down. This is so funny, y'all, because um she's a performer. So she can perform sweet and nice and generous and kind. And then she has another side of her that people like. They like it when she moves around. They like it when she um, dance really hard. Like she dances like you see how Tim Turner. Like I did not know that Tim Turner moved like that on the stage until I got older. I knew that she was doing the rolling part and she was doing that and all that, but I didn't know that her feet would move slide across the stage like James Brown and Michael Jackson. I didn't know she was like that. Now I know why Beyonce looked up to her, because Beyonce wanted to do all of that crazy stuff too, and it was real funny. Here it is. Look, wait a minute, let me go back. It said that her publicist doesn't want you to look at it. It wasn't flattering, so let me take this off and let you guys see this. Just listen to it now. A lesson about when to leave things well enough alone. Website BuzzFeed put up some pictures of Beyonce from the Super Bowl halftime show that aren't exactly flattering. So her people sent a letter to the website saying, take the pictures down. Instead, BuzzFeed created a gallery showing those very pictures. First of all, there's no pictures that don't where Beyonce looks bad. Not a single one. Right. She looks great. She does look great. Now, that white lady was being sarcastic. I'm sorry, y'all. She was. You do not send that kind of letter to BuzzFeed and expect not to pay for it later. She probably wasn't being sarcastic, but I don't know. See, right. She still looks good. That's what I'm saying. It's not supposed to be for someone to some people might be a little bit sarcastic and say that, oh yeah, it does, because they felt like it was more racy because of the song formation. Protected a lot of information um, for the African American community that was resulted as um, um, like I said, it was pretty much racy to some people. And I obviously think that the national anthem is racy also. So, I mean, I don't see a problem why people would have an issue with someone not wanting um, to stand for the national anthem. Some people might want to kneel because they feel a different way about it. So I would think that would be pretty stupid to try to cancel or fire or suspend someone from a team doing something because of that. But however, um, Beyonce had this evil look on her face. It was a good evil. It wasn't a bad evil. Like I'm never gonna like her again. It was a good type of evil look, like how Michael Jackson will perform really hard, and he had this this strong look on his face when he's performing. Tina Turner had a strong look on her face. James Brown looked like he was getting ready to cry because he was sweating so much. So she did a really good job because that was a whole bunch of power in her work. Remember, Beyonce used to practice dancing when she was little, when she was a very little child. Okay, her father made her run in the backyard in grass that was 3 feet tall in heels and run around in circles just to practice before she get out on stage. And he ended up building her a stage in the backyard to perform. So I'm pretty sure, that's a lot of energy and power into one person when they're trying to do something like that and trying to entertain an audience, because people were entertained by Beyonce. And I'm definitely entertained whenever she get on the stage and she start dancing. It's funny. It's like, yes, we finally got us a black girl that knows how to act proper and not ghetto. But when it's time to be ghetto, it's like, oh, we can relate to that because that's hot because you put it in the song. But when it's time for her to do um, real work, which is that is her real work. But when it's time for her to step out there in the public and present herself, it's proper. It's not ghetto. It's feminine. It's not manly. It's nothing like that. Um, the Alicia Keys is the only one, and Alicia Keys even be feminine when it's time to be out there talking and being presentable. Like she's always presentable, but she has more of a male figured tone a little bit approach because she's from New York, and New Yorkers are tend to be a little bit more aggressively strong and have this male dominant side of them. But she can pull it off anyway because she knows how to carry herself, she knows how to act, and she's pretty and she has the looks for it. So yeah, boom. So that was the first one. Um, my computer had went off, that's why I had to take it back. Um, this second one is called. Nope, that's Janet Jackson. Get off of that. Um, it says Beyonce versus Illuminati 5 theories for Super Bowl outage. Oh, that was so funny. No. Yeah, they said that they cut off some of the lighting during the during the performance, and it was due to a malfunction because some of the people were upset about Beyonce doing what she was doing. I'm not sure what was going on, but people would know how to read between the lines, and I obviously think that if you doing something on stage for Beyonce, and she's getting ready to perform, it's Beyonce now. If you know Beyonce is getting ready to perform, then why would you have any malfunction? This is a Super Bowl. Who has malfunctions at a Super Bowl? I'm going to show this to you guys one more time. Oh, it cuts off. Whoa, that may be a sign. But Beyonce did a good job. It's not fair that people are. Anyways, Beyonce murdered that. She killed it. She did everything right. At first, I thought she almost fell, but she didn't. Um, But Beyonce did a very, very good job. And my computer keeps cutting on and off. And I think it's because I got my charger piece plugged in, and it needs not to be plugged in there. So it shouldn't take long for my computer to cut back on. But some people really did think that Beyonce should not have um, had those type of looks on her face when she was performing, and she did a beautiful job. Like, you cannot. Beyonce is an icon, and I feel like only someone who doesn't like her will find ways to say bad things about her, because it's clear that Beyonce is the greatest performer of all time, next to Michael Jackson, next to Janet Jackson. You got to understand, in 2000, early 2000, or 2004, or could have been 2003, a magazine issued out a front cover with Beyonce, Mary J. Blige, and Janet Jackson, because they were the three most powerful and influential women artists of all time in that decade. So Mary J. Blige and Janet Jackson been out for a while. You know how strong they are. Anytime they get Beyonce to come and stand between them and be on the cover, that means you are iconic. That's the reason why. Hopefully it does not cut off. I think it cut off because I had the battery plugged in there too much. So I'm going to let you guys see this again. I'm going to turn my volume up so y'all can hear it. Listen to this.
Lesson about when to leave things well enough alone. The website BuzzFeed put up some pictures of Beyonce from the Super Bowl halftime show that aren't exactly flattering. So
how is that not flattering?
Website saying take the pictures down. Instead, BuzzFeed created a gallery showing those.
That was hot.
There's no pictures that don't where Beyonce looks bad. Not a single one. Exactly. She looks great. Give me a break.
And clearly the PR person did not understand BuzzFeed.
Yeah, exactly.
They knew how she felt when she had that image. That's why they didn't like it. But it doesn't matter. You can't determine how somebody else feels by how they look no more. Look at that. That's hot. That is hot. I'm telling you, Beyonce did it. She went from white to might. I might be on your side and I might not. So there's nothing wrong with that. I think Beyonce did a fantastic job. Um, Somebody just wrote me. I'm not sure who it is, but she did a fantastic job. I would watch Beyonce. I didn't even know that Beyonce still performs, but it's almost like Blue Ivy has this look on her face also that it may look a little. Sometimes Blue Ivy looks mean, like she's thinking about something mean, but that's the genes that she gets from her father, because Jay-Z has some strong facial genes also, and she looks every spitting image of Jay-Z, and she also looks like Beyonce too, and that's what's really funny. I've always wanted to know what Beyonce looked like. Well, I always wanted to know what her children would look like in the future. I remember my teacher, when I was at the middle college in Greensboro, um, North Carolina, and my instructor asked this class, "What do you want to see 20 years from now? What do you want to see that you have not seen, and it has to be with two people?" And I wrote down, I want to see Beyonce and Jay-Z's baby. I just want to see it because I was that obsessed with Beyonce. I was so obsessed with Beyonce at the age it wasn't funny. I was obsessed with Beyonce and Michael Jackson. I just and Jill Scott and a whole bunch of R&B artists and songs and Luther Vandross. I was just obsessed with all of them. But mainly Beyonce. Oh, and of course Rihanna, because she had just came out. And remember, Jay-Z is the one who found Rihanna. He went to Barbados to go get her. And that's what made her blow up. So he's a good artist, and he knows how to seek out good talent. So that's why I really did like that. Um, I say I know my computer ain't just cut off again. But anyway, yeah. Beyonce, I think she did a wonderful time. They said that the photos were racy, and her racy photos were, if they consider that to be racy, I think, I know I love it, but my thing is, I don't love the fact that they think it's racy. I don't love anything racy. I love how you look when you perform if you're dancing hard. And when I say you're dancing hard, you're putting a lot of force and energy into your performance, and you don't care how you look, your face expression, just as long as your makeup and your outfit is on, and you doing your dances and you on beat, and it's hot, and your music is hot, and you got people behind you dancing just like you, and you in the middle. It's over for them because you know how to perform. That's how you put on a show. That's how you put on a performance. And I congratulate Beyonce. Giselle knows for that because she did a very good job. She's always dancing hard. One time I thought she's getting ready to fall on that Super Bowl halftime show. She looked like she's getting ready to fall. I'm glad she did not fall. Because you all know she fell one time in Orlando, Florida, but she did it real good. She played it good. She got up and started spinning her hair, and she was hot. When I seen her fall, I was like, no, Beyonce. Then I was like, oh, it's Beyonce. But I really do like how evil her face looked on the halftime show. It was hot, and I would watch that over and over again. Um, but she put a lot of energy inside of that performance. Like, I have to congratulate her on that. Um, and like I said, color has nothing to do with it. Okay, color don't have nothing to do with it. Um, but it is important to realize the type of people who would not actually like um, her doing that, which is someone who would be from the opposite color. Some people of the same color may not like it also, but I have witnessed more white people not like her doing that performance because they thought it was more racy, because they felt the lyrics and they read what the song was about and they had their own opinion. So I can kind of see why they felt like it was racy. But I did not think it was racy at all. That's my opinion. People are all entitled to their own opinions, but true Beyonce fans, the Beehive, we know that Beyonce shut it down. Like she shut any other performance down, and she's her own boss. She makes her money. She knows what her people like. She knows what she knows what's nice, what sounds hot and nice. And I just condone her for that because there's no other artist that can get up there on stage female wise and perform like she performs and still keep their proper image when it's time to hit the red carpet. She can do all this crazy stuff, but when it's time to hit the red carpet or go sit down at a ceremony and I get award, she's back to being still and calm, like she didn't just do all that crazy stuff. Like that's what I like about Beyonce. She can be sitting down watching people give her out awards, and then she's going on stage to perform, and then she comes back and she's sitting down like she didn't do nothing. That is talent. That's skill. Yeah. Okay, hold on. Let me get this stuff real quick. Okay, so I gotta go and I gotta do something real quick. So we got some packages coming in the mail. They didn't even ring the doorbell. They just came and dropped the packages off at the door. So I'm gonna open them up for someone in. I'm gonna get back with you guys later on. Bye. Thanks for watching.